Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Pointless Discourse where myself, Hoppocalypse and DPayne,
Bonjour.
who is now
Is that
French.
hello?
Yes, that is hello in French.
I thought it'd be funny to find, like, I meant to do this during out the week. I know I messed this all up, but welcome. I thought it would be funny to go and find a different way to say hello every time. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna find real languages and possibly fake languages until I run out of them to say hello.
Hey, if language tools can decide that they want to teach you Klingon, then I say it's a real language.
I'll just start making up my own language.
Oh, okay. Isn't the and I feel like I forget what is it, just Elvish from Lord of the Rings, or does he have a special name for
Nerd talk.
I
don't know.
There's a girl in my college class that she bragged about being able to read and write in that language, and everyone was like, yeah, but we're in math class right now, so.
I think everyone has a friend like that. Look at that, guys. 2 minutes into the podcast, we're already off subject. Not even if something's going on. But yeah, I feel like there's always that person that is that.
It goes too deep, and you're just like,
Yeah. The thing is, like, I had a friend, he was like that, and I don't know if he still is, but he dated, and I don't know if they're married, but a girl that is also like that. So if that timeline that I just said is real, I fear for that child.
Their first language will not be English.
It's gonna be like animu. It's not even gonna be real anime. It's gonna be like.
I did see in social media people are starting to name their kid Naruto, and it was like, oh, it begins.
Yeah, and then it's always fun when people are like, "Yeah, my kid's named Naruto." Oh, the one that has the last name after ramen. What?
Yeah, but yes. So back on track. This is our next episode. Twitter voted, and this week's topic is early 2000s songs. So for anyone that's new here, we go in and we pick our most and least favorite out of this topic, and then we roll D20s because we're both obsessed with tabletop RPGs to see who gets to go first.
Mm-hmm. But before that, we have two announcements. Well, one important one and then one fun one. So next week, we will be unable to record on Saturday. So on Tuesday, where we normally do our TFT, Fall Guys, whatever else we put in that time slot, we will be doing a podcast. And if you guys want to know the subject, because we picked it out, you have to wait till the end of the cast. Why'd you give me the L?
No, it was a thinking face, but
loser.
No, it wasn't on my forehead.
No, we think we found out one of Hop's songs. Now I'm doing the L.
Forgot about that song, honestly. How could I forget?
Same here until I saw it's not even the right way, is it? Yeah, it was the wrong way.
Yeah. For anyone that's listening and didn't get to see what I actually did, I did like the thinking emoji where I put the thumb and like my index finger on my chin. But apparently now that's the equivalent to L on my forehead.
Well, isn't that how Waluigi, he has the reverse L?
His is the back because he's evil Luigi.
Yeah. Is he even canon? He's not invited anywhere except for like Mario Party.
I think he's in one of the some of the tennis games.
But like, is he in any game besides we needed a non-Luigi?
I feel like Wario is the same way though, but he eventually got Wario.
Games.
Well, he eventually got Wario Factory.
He had games before that.
Did he?
He had games on the Game Boy.
But yes, so so stick around. We'll talk about that topic. If you listen, was it last week's episode? We kind of hinted at what we were thinking of doing.
Yes, that whole thing, that whole side tangent thing will make a lot more sense.
Yes, and then the next announcement.
Yes. So as people know, I think it was, I don't know which episode it is, but every once in a while, I'll go look in. Well, it's not every once in a while. It's like a pretty regular thing where I'll just go in and I'll look at the statistics and analytics and all the other icks of the podcast. And we can now add 2 new states to the listening groups. So Texas and California, welcome to the listening of Pointless Discourse. Wow, 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 wow. Cue dubstep. Wow. That's all I have.
And this would be a great time if I had an Elgato Stream Deck, huh?
Oh yeah, I have one, but all I have is Obama saying no and Goku yelling "you fool" for audio things on there. So.
But yeah, thanks for joining us as new listeners. Um, yeah,
I thought there was more.
I had a thought in my head and I completely disappeared. So apologies there.
She's still thinking of all the different ways I'm going to say hello.
So yeah, I think we're ready to roll our dice now, right?
Yep.
So,
I didn't throw mine across the room.
Perfect. But yeah, so essentially we're rolling dice. We don't have initiative bonuses because we never did our dexterity tests. And whoever...
That'd be a fun way to figure that out. If we ever do like a live version, we find out what our stats would be. If we ever get a live show, that will be one of them. Let's find out our stats.
But yeah, so since we don't have any bonuses, it's just the flat. Whoever rolls a higher d20 is the first to talk.
Oh, okay. So we officially rolling?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Well then. What did you get?
I got an 11.
Well, guess what? I got a natural Twanzoni. Boom!
You're nat 20. And then from there, the losers, even our odds, decide which we'll talk about first. Since I got odds, we'll talk about our least favorite early 2000 songs.
Oops. Phone, turn on.
Oh, I thought you dropped a big die. I was like, whoa.
No, the big die sounds like this.
That's a big boy.
Yes, I got this at PAX East. I still haven't been able to use it, except it was a fake pawn for a home run D&D game, because I needed to show how big the Oni was compared to the rest of their people. They killed it really easily. I was very sad. Yeah, so brain just totally shut off, and now it is back into the talkie song point song thing. I always like to, I realized, like, kind of in reflecting with how we do these, just share kind of my thought process before we go into it. Both these songs that I chose are definitely like my own personal like tops and least favorites of the subject, because I'm pretty sure my two bad ones are people's favorites at some point, but I just can't stand them. So the first one is a little song called Crazy by Gnarls Barkley.
That was my least favorite.
Oh my gosh.
I knew so many people that loves this song, and I was just like,
Yes.
what's so good about it?
That reaction, I couldn't tell if it was like, it's like, that's my favorite, or because yeah, I remember in high school, because when did this come out? 2006, I think.
Yeah, it was before 2010. I knew that much.
I think it was 2006, because like this was the one I was changing right before there. I'll let you guys know, the one that it replaced was Vertigo by U2. Is that your other one?
It was almost on my list.
Because well, this joke that I've been saying all week of how Hop and I are the same person is becoming more and more a reality. But I realized I didn't listen to U2, and I didn't really listen to the radio stations that were on. Okay, you know what's gonna be really weird if our top two are very similar or close to it, because as I was telling Hop that my runner-up, like nobody that I talked to, like I introduced people to this band when I found them. Okay. So I would be very surprised if people heard of them like outside of the place. So, but yeah, I didn't really like Gnarls Barkley, the Crazy song, because it's just like when this song came out, I was graduating high school, and I just remember like I was in my final year, and everyone was listening to it. It was just constant. Like I didn't. It's once again, it was one of those radio stations that I didn't listen to, so I didn't hear it all the time. But it was just constantly from my friends, just playing and singing it, and it's just I didn't pay enough attention to it. So all of a sudden, all I heard was like, and I'm like, I don't care, please. This isn't even a fun song. Which I well, Hubba, you can answer this. Like, what genre of music you listen to a lot? Which was for me, I listened to a lot of like rock, metal, and like kind of punk, like punk rock, pop punk rock around that era. I I don't know what kind of music you prefer to listen to.
That was basically my choice genre. I joke that I have a Teen Angst playlist that is basically that time period and just all the bands from there that probably don't make music anymore, or if they do, it's just not the same band anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I did look. You were right. Crazy came out in 2006.
Yeah, and I believe it came out at the tail end, or maybe that summer. But yeah, it was just one of those songs that it just annoyed me because like, and it always came on like it always started off. I think it was like dun, 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 dun. I don't even like it.
But
I don't even like it now.
yeah, when I was looking it up, it had the beginning lyrics, and I was like, I remember when. And it's like the first line, and then it immediately got stuck in my head. I'm like, please leave. But for me, yeah, it was definitely all over the place. While I did listen to a lot of pop rock stuff, I listened to a lot of radio because I didn't own a lot of the CDs. I usually had like my MP3 player, so if I was in the car with like family, the radio was just on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my niece, she was very young at the time. I forget what year she was born, but I remember being in the car and my sister-in-law was like, "Oh, we love this song. Your niece even sings to it." And I just turned around and I glared and I was like, "You would."
You're kicked out of the family.
Everybody else in the family enjoyed it, but
But Hop had to be different.
I would love to do sorry, in chat someone asked about a deadpan reading of lyrics. I would love to do an analysis of songs I hate where I just read it and just go, no, no. Actually, I might have remembered a song and I might have to switch a song. Wait, I might remove Crazy by Gnarls Barkley off my worst list because we're already talking about it. I might have another one. Let me check what year this particular song came out. But do you have anything else to expand on? I do have a worse song.
I'm gonna laugh if it's my next one.
Okay.
I lost my list. Where'd it go? Yeah, no, it was just one of those songs where my friends they were much more into like the top 40 list and all that stuff, and like they listened to a lot of these songs, like other songs that okay, I'll hold off about other songs I'm about to put on because I don't want to accidentally guess Hop's next one. But it was very much like growing up I didn't listen to a lot of rap, mainly because I just didn't like it. Didn't listen to a lot of R&B and stuff like that because I don't know, it's just it wasn't like I listen to it now, but back then I was much more like emotions, wearing a hoodie in 100-degree weather. I'm so and yeah, I didn't listen to all that, and I just didn't like it. So the fact that all my friends would listen to Crazy and would sing along with it, I'm just like, can we listen to a song I know? And it's just like, nope.
You don't get the aux cord, as the kids say.
Yeah, well, they didn't have aux cords back then.
No.
It was all CDs.
And my one friend did invest in, it was basically a tape deck that was an aux cord. So you could put it in your tape deck and then aux cord it to your phone. Or
yeah, okay, so that
iPod.
did come out. Well, no, it was CD player.
In early 2000s, I think people had iPods.
They might have been Yeah, actually, now thinking about it, by the time the tail end is like
Oh
when
well,
MP3.
our high school years are a little different. My
Yeah.
freshman year of high school, I had an iPod. I had the big boy, and then I
Yeah.
upgraded to an iPod Nano.
Okay, so to get the years right, when was your freshman year? If you
uh,
want to share.
yeah, no, it's fine. Oh my goodness, I don't remember now. I mean, I
You
graduated
can
in
graduate and work backwards.
yeah, I
We'll graduate and
graduated
work
high
too.
school in is it 2011? I
Okay.
think so.
So you might have just been starting high school when I graduated, because I graduated in '07.
I think that lines up with how old we know each other are.
Say it again. I was reading a line in chat about Vertigo. That's why it was so big, because of the iPod.
Yeah,
And I don't.
the old commercials where it was the
Yeah.
silhouette dancing.
Oh my goodness, that might be another reason why I hated this, because I didn't want an iPod. I was a Zune lad. I had the Zune.
I
I
did
had the
not have a
Zune
Zune.
2. I had the Zune HD, and then it died.
For a little
Now
while, I used a
no
PSP
Zune.
for listening to music.
I still have my Vita.
Yeah, I let my sister use it, and then she was like, "Oh, the cat spilled water on it," and I was like, "So it's broken?" She's like,
Oh,
"Yeah, it's busted."
the cat, huh? Hmm. Yeah. So, um, but yeah, Charles, not Charles. I keep saying Charles. Gnarls. I don't know if you made any music after this. I'm gonna look that up.
Oh my, he made so much music after this. There is one
Was
song that I really like, that I actually like by him that's pretty recent. It's the, oh my goodness. He,
it's so good you can't remember it. By the
uh,
way, can you hear child voices? Am I gonna have to close my door?
I don't hear them through. Wait,
Uh,
why can't I find the name of this song? I'm pretty sure it's a recent song about, it's not about being a gold digger. It's a different song.
that's
Or
kind
did
of
he
good.
do it under the name CeeLo Green and not Gnarls Barkley? He,
See, his first song was so bad he had to give himself a new name.
I think Gnarls Barkley is a duo.
Charles Barkley is a basketball player for the
Yeah,
Lakers.
Charles Barkley is a basketball player.
No, not the Lakers. Is it? No, the Suns. The
Uh,
Suns. I only
CeeLo
remember
Green
that
did
from
the
video
song
games.
"Fuck You."
Watch your language. Now we
That's
gotta
the
put
song
the
I like.
explicit tag on this podcast.
We get our one F bomb, right?
Are we like X-Men now? We get one.
PG-13.
We get one, guys. Guess what? It's always going to be Hop saying it.
Surprise.
He's got a potty mouth.
All right, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm done. I'm done with old Barkley.
okay, so my runner-up least favorite song is "Sex on Fire" by Kings of Leon.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That one's a lot later though. I think it's 2008. But
Yeah.
my worst memory is I requested one of my literally a song on my favorite list when I was on vacation, and there was like on cruise ships, if you've never been on one, they have like clubs and DJs and things. And I was always the weird kid that would request like obscure songs. And I was I know we like debated how early the 2000s we should go with, but we said before 2010.
Yeah, we did the decade.
But so I would ask for like random songs that were not necessarily good for dancing to, but I was like, I'm gonna try it because I was in the UK. So I was like,
Okay.
the bands I like are from the UK. Let me try requesting those. But then they followed up with the song I really like that's on my favorite list with this song, and literally everyone there was singing and shouting about the lyrics, and I was just like uncomfortable hiding in a corner, like, what
like-
have I done?
You guys should go see a doctor.
Yes.
That's all I thought about when I heard this song. Just like, because all I knew was the chorus, and I'm like, there's,
Yeah, there's something wrong, my dude.
oh.
Like,
Also, by the way, just quick tangent, how you said all the songs that bands you listen to were in the UK. You have just raised the stats of you knowing the band I'm going to be mentioning.
There were 3 UK bands I listened to a lot. So we'll find out
we'll
if
cover
we
that
line up.
later.
Yeah. So chat mentioned asking for Du Hast. Imagine if I did. I do love that song. I like Rammstein. Although I feel like I'm not
Okay,
saying
I was
it
like,
with a good enough accent.
I was like, oh, I know this name sounds familiar, but I'm totally blanking on who sings it and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that explains it all.
But yeah, like the
Uh,
Kings of Leon song, it just makes me uncomfortable. I think what he wants to say is like, oh, it was a great time and I really enjoy it. But then, like, it just comes off to me that he's like, he has a problem.
yeah. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, everyone, like, if we look at people who write songs about life, we have Taylor Swift, who's probably the greatest example. Who's another person I didn't like, but all her songs that I heard came out after the 2010 and beyond. Um, it was, which that was a really fun thing. So, okay, little side tangent with DPayne. My first time hearing about Taylor Swift was um, when what came out first, Red or 1989?
I think I'm not a close enough fan to like be able to say one way or the other.
Hey, chat, can you let us know?
I want to
I think
guess.
it was Red.
Yeah, I want to guess that came first.
I'll say Red until proven wrong. Um, so this album came out, and let's see, I was in college, and like I didn't go into college right after high school, so I was in college. I don't know, about 3 or 4 years after, and so I was in there. So actually, it was less. I think it was just 2 years. Now I'm thinking about it, because I was like 22, 23, uh, sitting in college, like kind of freshman year. Red was first. Okay, thanks. Um, and it came out, and they were all like, "Dude, this album's so good," and all this stuff, and they were all like talking about Taylor Swift. I'm like, I have no clue who you're talking about. And the whole, like, almost the whole classroom was like, "You don't know who Taylor Swift is?" And I'm like, "No, should I?" And I haven't had a whole classroom of college age students get, well, I've gotten them mad since then. I've upped my game, but yeah, that was a very quick turnaround of not knowing who Taylor Swift was. And it's very much a lot of how my streams go, where people are very much infuriated and disappointed in me in the same time of how I don't know blank. So,
I actually did know Taylor Swift a lot because with the like pop punk scene, that a lot of people like to do covers of Taylor Swift songs. So Romeo
mhm.
and Juliet is like a constant. Also, did you know she did a lot of like crossover work with pop punk bands? And also, did you know she's from Reading, PA?
Yeah, I knew she was close. Fun other thing, because what, 1989 is the year that she was born, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah, same year. I'm as old as Taylor Swift. I think she's also like, Reading is like 2 hours away.
I had
So
yes. I didn't know you guys could hear the ice cream truck.
I
So
heard it. It was just a little jingle.
the one I have by
Um,
me is an actual soft serve ice cream truck, so that's nice instead of
that
just the
sounds
popsicle brands.
that sounds great. I'm moving it. I'm moving. You have any open housing near you? I'll make the commute for the soft served ice cream truck. Anyway, back to our thing. This is gonna be a long one just from tangents alone,
Lots
guys.
of
We
tangents. Anyway, yes. So sex on fire sounds like a
hurts.
medical condition. It's not only titled that; it is like every other line in the song. I'm pretty sure if you look at the lyrics. And in general, I just don't like Kings of Leon. I've heard
Yeah.
other songs that they've done. I forget what the other big one they had in that time period was, but to me, they just sound like I don't
Sorry,
know.
I'm making faces because I googled "sex on fire medical condition." I'm
What?
not gonna read the headline. I just was wondering.
Oh boy. But I don't know. Kings of Leon always sounded to me like there are like a lot of rock bands that have high production, but they still sound like rock bands. But Kings of Leon always sounded to me like they overdid the production, and it just
Yeah.
felt like if I don't know if I don't want to say it felt too much like they were part of the industry because that just sounds so hipster and like absurd. But that's how I felt when I was that age.
Well, it's kind of the same argument I gave for anything I didn't like of that.
All right.
So,
So yeah, that's
yeah.
my new runner-up because I rearranged things a little bit.
Alrighty. So, my number one most disliked song is, I already have thick rim glasses. It doesn't matter. I can get them thicker. Yeah. So my most hated song is "Viva La Vida" by Coldplay.
Oh, I almost put Yellow by Coldplay. I, did not really like Coldplay that much.
Me neither. I'm like, I can't put two Coldplay songs down as my worst. The thing is, though, I like the one where I think it's Scientist or whatever it is, like the one where they film backwards.
The music videos backwards. That's
Yeah,
either
I did.
Yellow or Scientist. I forget which one.
Yeah, I think it's the Scientist because it's the only other one I know. So, but I liked that, but I heard that after this. Okay, and so here's the thing. DPayne, when this song came out, was is I don't know when the song came out. But when it came out, my brother loved this song. Like, he saw them in concert. He's the one that I just hung out for their niece's birthday party earlier today. So, like, he loved them. He had their t-shirt, had a poster, like, pre-ordered this album, and like would listen to it nonstop. But not only did I hear it at home, I also, when I would, because I would work nights, I would come into work, and local radio station WWMMR 99.3 The Rock.
I used to listen to that like every morning commute.
Yeah, with Preston and Steve in the morning. Yep. I think MMR has gotten better at this, but there were a lot of radio stations that would play 5 songs. Another local station, I don't know if they reached down to where you're at, but PST.
I'm not familiar with PST, but the other like rock-ish station, the like WMMR was, they said they did classic rock, but they also did like the newer stuff. 104.5. I don't remember.
Yes. 104.5 The Hawk. I listen to a lot of radio.
I don't remember if they're called The Hawk by us, but
I don't know. Yeah.
For around me, they were like, they wanted to be like the cool station. Mm-hmm. So they played a lot of Green Day, but then they like played a lot of Coldplay too, because it's like it was popular and technically in the same genre. But it was like listening to Green Day, then jumping to Coldplay, and I was like, not here too.
And so, yeah, it was one of those things where the song, it didn't matter where it was played. It was played a lot. And I remember I was working nights, and like MMR was on, because the nice thing at that time with the way MMR worked, this radio station, it was once it got past like 5 o'clock ish, the DJs went off, and like they saw a DJ every once in a while, but it wasn't as much as like it was in the day. And so you would get blocks of songs with a few commercials in between. And so I remember like I'd be listening to Fall Out Boy and be like, yeah, I like this. and then all of a sudden just be like the stinking bells would come on, like, and just I don't even remember the beginning of the song, but it's just it was annoying because I counted one day, I think within a course of like 2 hours it came on 5 times. And I'm like, this song is the worst. So if anyone wants to know, which is really weird now because I've been listening to the same album of a band for like 6 months now. But it's my choice. It's not
the radio's choice.
It's not the man's choice. Yeah, if anyone wants to know, it's been a K-pop group. I've just been listening to them over and over. I think the only reason I'm able to listen to them that long is I have no clue what they're saying, but I like what it sounds like.
K-pop has gotten really popular.
Yeah, I only know one group. It's also very popular in my 4X gameplays because now I have a cult and they're named K-pop.
The different.
Yes. But yeah, it was super annoying to listen to it, and it was like I think it was just the fact that I couldn't get away from it. It's the reason why I don't like the Beatles is that my brothers would play it nonstop, and like there's other music out there, and it's just like all I would hear is something about a Liberty Bell, and then some French people doing things, and then
like as overplayed as the Beatles tend to be, because you hear them everywhere all the time. Everybody likes the Beatles. I can't stop listening to the Beatles.
I can. I just don't. I don't listen to them, and I'm okay with that. And yeah, this song was immediately in my mind, like that dumb Viva La Vada or whatever it's called. Viva la vida.
I remember as like a high schooler before getting ready for school and stuff, I used to, I don't know, actually it might have been before high school, but I remember I used to like watch music videos but while I would get ready in the morning. You know, that part of MTV when they had like a short block in the early morning. They were like, "We'll just put music videos cuz no one's awake to watch our hosting shows."
Yeah.
And I feel like Viva La Vida would always come on and I'd be like, "What's on VH1?"
Yes. Then, if there's nothing there, you go to BET.
Yeah, I didn't have I think it was DirecTV had Fuse at the time. And I remember being so jealous of my friends.
I didn't have cable, so what was really fun is like my parents were super strict like about what we like listened to and took in. So we when we were younger, uh there we would listen to Radio Disney. And I just remember like me and like my friend and like my brother, we would all be sleeping and we put it on the radio station, like we put on Radio Disney, and that's how we would like listen to like all the music that my parents didn't want us listening to. And it was just super late when we were supposed to be sleeping, and all of a sudden a radio show came on Radio Disney saying, "Wet Dingers, listen to Wet Dingers in the morning." And we're like, "What is this? This is the funniest thing!" And then we all passed out.
Oh, that does sound great. But yeah, so anything else in particular to the song before we move on?
Nah, I prefer to forget it.
I hear the ice cream truck again.
Get that soft served ice cream. Strider, you have a job.
But all right, so my number one least favorite song that I completely forgot about until we were talking about uncomfortable lyrics for Sex on Fire is Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
I almost put this down.
It's such a bad song. It's like, have you watched the music video?
No.
It really puts the icing on the cake. The music video opens with him sitting on a bed in a phone with a girl in the other room getting dressed. And I'm like,
this white what's that? White Snake. It's White Snake in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but it's just so uncomfortable because like at least White Snake was like, "Oh, you're so hot. Let's like do the things." Whereas he is literally like, "Hey, I can't talk on the phone. My girlfriend's right behind me." Like, no, don't write a song about how much you want to cheat on her again. Because it already talks about the fact he's already cheated on her. Because like you can't describe someone's lips of being that of an angel without having already kissed them. Mm-hmm. And then you're just like, "Man, I really like your lips, but I have a girlfriend. But I mean, I like your lips." Like, no, sir, please.
You know, this continues down the path. It can get really creepy. He's like, "I really love your lips," and just like pulls out a knife, like, "Need them."
But no, this song is just. I had to check the year it was released. I think it's 2005 if I googled it correctly. But
yeah, because I know their next album came out, and I bought their next album, which I'll let you finish because there's a very interesting story about that album.
Yeah, like it's just, and then I don't like his voice. I don't like the style. And this also reminds me, there's a song that Strider would play to get on my nerves because he knew I didn't like it. I'm going to see what year that one came out. But yeah. Oh, this one also came out in the 2000s. So maybe I just don't like songs that include lips as a main topic. The other song that I remembered that I dislike based on this is Lips Like Morphine.
I am unfamiliar with that song.
Let me double check who it's by. It came out in 2006. Kill Hannah is the band. And it's...
I don't know who they are.
Yeah, like Hinder, he has that like scratchy voice. Like, you know, you can tell he's like...
The lips of an angel.
Yeah, he's trying to like do that voice. If I remember right, I haven't listened to the song Lips Like Morphine in a long time because I dislike it. It's got that same vibe where he's like trying to compliment a girl by saying her lips are like morphine. You know, it's like a drug and addicting, but like it's uncomfortable for me to listen to. And he's got like that whiny voice where he's like, it's like he's crying, asking her to like kiss him again because her lips are like morphine. And I'm like, no. No.
No, please.
No, please. But the Hinder one, it just bothers me so much because it, like you said, it was on the radio a lot. And I remember seeing it on MTV all the time. And I'm sitting there and my morals are just like, wait, who let this go through? Who said this was okay?
Yeah.
What?
as normally think when I hear people that like cheat on a significant other, I'm like, well, why are you still in relationship with them?
Mm-hmm.
Like you, this is a totally different podcast and probably for something else. This is not pointless discourse. This part, this is very pointful. Point. Well, I don't know what the
Pointed.
pointed. Yes. This is much needed discourse of just like, dude, if you're gonna cheat, just end the relationship. Stop ruining things for people. um, I don't know. You're also talking to someone that has never been in a relationship, so it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm I joke with my friends that I am a serial monogamist because my joke is that I'm too lazy to maintain multiple relationships. I don't understand it either. I've heard of different things and I see media depict different reasons why, but
I
I
don't.
I'm lazy.
I don't even understand online dating. I'm part of a few of them. I don't talk to anybody. I was like, there's multiple things. Like, why do I even have these? I don't even want to talk to these people. So then I'll delete it, and then I get bored, and I'm just like, well, let's look. What's out there? And then it's the same thing. I'm like, whatever. But yeah. So the fun hinder story is so I remember when Lift of the Angel came out, and I had a friend she was really into it, but her parents didn't want her having the album, and I didn't want to buy it, so I was very into torrenting. So I illegally downloaded the album and put it
LimeWire?
on. No, Pirate Bay.
I was a LimeWire person.
Yeah. So I downloaded it from there, and I burned the CD and gave it to her, and it was like okay, cool. It was just like whatever. And then it was like I don't know. I was friends with her, and like we hung out a whole bunch. So she was in a friend group, and I was like, when I was driving, I'm like, I don't care, whatever. Put on the radio, and so that was on there a lot. Um, and so I was like, well, what's the second album? And I was like, I heard the next album was coming out. I was like, let's get it. What's the worst that could happen? And so I got it, and I like the cover is the band standing in front of this house with like pretty much like all these women just like hanging out the windows and stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. So the thing is, you couldn't open the disc. So, so I got home, I opened or like I get in the car and I'm like, oh, let's listen to it on the way home. And I slide it out of the casing and all the women are naked. I'm like, what? No. I'm like, what do I do with this? And then like I was like, I just want CD. And so I open up the CD and then there's like trading cards of pinup naked girls on there. And I'm like, what? I can't bring this in the house. And so I'm like, I just put the disc in the CD drive, closed everything, and just shoved it in the back thing because I still lived at home with my parents who would have freaked out if they saw that. And so I I remember going into work and telling the guys that I worked with, I'm like, yeah, I don't even know what to do with this. And they're like, there's no way. So I bring it in, they're like, you got to get rid of that. I was like, I don't. And they're all like all older than me, and
Mm-hmm.
so they're like married and have kids, and they're like, it's like I can't even be seen looking and touching that thing because my wife is gonna kick my butt. So then what happened was I shoved into the deep recesses of my truck, completely forgot about it, and then years later when I went to college, which was even better because it was a Bible college, I'm cleaning out my truck on campus and I was like, what is oh no. And that thing just got shoved into the trash and thrown out. I'm like, man, wasn't that good. I'm not getting in trouble for this.
That's funny. That is pretty funny. But yeah, that if you want a good description of how I feel about that band, yes, I'm not surprised by the fact that they did this with their artwork.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was when I opened up that CD. I was like, oh no. The music teacher was playing, yeah. So the administrator found in the trash. Oh man. So is there anything else you want to say about your favorite band?
That hurt inside.
Just like podcast over, everyone.
No, I think my ill feelings have properly been shared. I don't know if I could do a deadpan reading of that one. It'd be probably like minutes of me just sitting there, like rubbing my temples, going, I have to read this.
You get in the middle of it and just a tear, just like the painful tears, just like how the vein, like that meme with the kid sitting next to like the hot girl in class and his veins are popping out, like, ugh, just freaking out, just like that's you trying to read it.
No, I like that meme for when you try not to cough in class for the third time.
Oh yeah. Oh man, those are some good ones. So guys, we're gonna go into our good option, and so this band here. Okay, so when we're on this group time period, I was in my teenage. I was out of high school when I started listening to a lot of this music, and so I really enjoyed bands like Shinedown, like uh, now my brain, Blackstone Cherry. There's another one I'm completely forgetting. Like I liked a few songs from Seether and just like that style of group. And from there, I don't know how I found this group. I think I found them from because I liked also buying movie soundtracks, like just the not like the orchestra style music they would normally put behind it, but the serialized music or whatever it was that they would play on the radio from different bands, just to be like, just to hear about different bands and all this stuff. And I think I bought the Resident Evil soundtrack, and this band was on there called Fight Star, which the song I wrote down is called "We Apologize for Nothing." And the Fight Star, they're actually a UK band. And I just wrote down "We Apologize for Nothing," but it's like I really do like a lot of their songs. They're a punk, pretty much like a punk group, and they still make music today. Oops, I hit the button. I hit something on my phone. Here we go. And it was, well, yes. Okay, I see what you guys are saying in chat. I do the opposite now because now I'm like, yes, I really like listening to the groups. It's like they don't have words, good. But yeah, this was, I don't know. It started off because I remember they had this one song that fit nothing, and it was like this screaming like death like metal thing called Death Car, and we looked it up. Me and my friend looked it up, and we found out that it was actually a song of how in China they have these cars called death cars that pull into prisons, and prisoners go in there and they just drive around, and while they're driving around they harvest organs, and they're just like, this is messed up, like why are we promoting this and all this stuff, and it was like, whoa, that's cool. And then it was like after that it was just listening to the rest of their music, which sound wise wasn't like that, but it was really neat to listen to. Where it was pretty much your like kind of punk. It was like a cleaner punk sound, if that makes sense. Like it's one of those things I realized I'm pretty sure no one's ever heard of the group here,
I haven't, no.
Yeah, unless they're from the UK. And I don't even know how big they are in the UK, but I don't know. It was just I remember watching a few of their music videos, and they had this one called like "Paint Your Target," which it's been years since I watched it. I think it might have been something about like gun violence or something like that, because the whole music video was people like these kids during recess, like running around pretending to be like cops and robbers or the military, and they would like do finger guns, but then like explosions and stuff would be happening around like it was a real war, but it's like kids laughing and smiling doing like haha. And then it was just like when the kid got shot, like and then they'd be like totally edited it up to make it look real. Like not super real, but just like oh my goodness. And I just remember like the effects of the guns were real, and like I remember the end was like this kid like gets down and like pretend he's holding an RPG and he blows up the school. And it's just like, or like a building. I don't know if it was actually the school, but it was like he was trying to shoot it at these other kids to take him out and missed. So I don't know. It's very interesting here about these groups that they're like they're just like, man, this is really fun, goofy style music, and then it's like, oh man, there's like some like real stuff below this. Oh man, I just went into a Doki Doki voice right there. But yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. to listen to them. Like I really enjoy their music, and I don't really know a lot about their lyrics now, like what they, excuse me, what kind of the thought process or anything behind it. But I just remember really enjoying listening to that group, and I would listen to them a lot. Like I bought a few of their CDs before I threw them all out because I got Spotify. So
Yeah, I can't say I've heard of the band before, but it does sound pretty neat to find, like, I don't know. It used to be really fun discovering new music because it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy before. If it wasn't on the radio, you had to, like, dig around in its particular places if you liked genres other than the main genre.
yeah, well that's why I did it, because I'm like, I want to hear new music, and the radio only plays this set of bands. I want to hear outside this set of bands, so that's why I would buy these soundtracks that were different groups. Like I remember I bought the Transformer 1 soundtrack, and that's how I found about, I think the group's called The Cure.
Oh, I love The Cure.
Yeah, heard about them and a few other groups that I'm just kind of forgetting. But it's one of those things where I realized, like, they just had the rights to this song because they needed, like, a song playing in the background while Megan Fox is like, "Look at me, car."
Yeah, I know. I have heard a lot of people have discovered music through, like, Tony Hawk's games, and I forget which racing game. It might be Need for Speed used to do, like, rock songs. I forget which one of those, but
I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else for your runner-up?
No, they're just really cool. People should give them a listen to. I think the album the songs that I mentioned off are from Grand Unification Part 1. But if you just go into Spotify, I don't know what any of their stuff, I forget the last album I listened to. I think it's like Become Human or something like that. But yeah, Grand Unification and like the next two albums after that were the ones that I listened to a lot. If you wanted to know what the heck I listened to, like, and enjoyed.
Okay, cool. So our UK bands did not overlap. So
okay. We'll see if I know yours.
Yeah, so mine I discovered, so you discovered it through buying soundtracks for various things. I discovered mine through AOL Music somehow. I don't remember which, because I remember AOL had, like, unique radio stations, kind of like how Spotify offers playlists. Like, if you like this guy, you'll like these people. So I don't remember what it was called, but it's I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor by the Arctic Monkeys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know the Arctic Monkeys have gotten, like, really big in recent years, so, like, I've been seeing their stuff blow up, but I think I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor came out in, like, is it 06 maybe?
I think so.
But that's when, like, I discovered them. So it was before high school. I was, I think, 8th grade at that point then, if we did the math right.
Yeah. They only had the one album for the longest time.
And this was that one album, I think. I think this one's called The Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah, and it's I think the album art is just two snowflakes.
But yeah, so
not people that got remixed in the years. Anyway, good.
Yeah, remix is a word for it. But yeah, no, I just remember I loved this song. I would listen to it. I didn't know anybody else that knew it. So I think, you know, when you're in that teenage years and you're trying to figure out who you are, if you have a song that only you know about, you feel, like, really cool. But I just remember I really liked this. And through them, I discovered a lot of other UK bands that I like that I don't know if they're necessarily in the same style as the Arctic Monkeys, but they gave me the same vibes. So for me, that's like the Wombats and the Fratellis, who also became favorite bands of mine. But yeah, so I Bet You Look Good on... Okay. Wombats is very, like... They're good at making you feel bad. Very catchy. A lot of times pretty sarcastic or satirical. And then the Fratellis have gone through so many different styles that sometimes if you listen to their new albums and you go back to listen to their old albums, they just feel completely different, which is fun and interesting in a way, but, like, also disjointing. Like, you know, if you put on a playlist and you just say, I want everything by this artist, and then it starts jumping genres and you're like, wait, is this the same guy? But yeah, so I just remember I've always liked this song in particular, and this is the one that I requested on a cruise ship.
Oh.
And because I was in the UK, everybody knew it and danced to it, and then it devolved into Sex on Fire. But anyway, I just
that's
remember...
what happens when you dance too close to people.
I don't know what it is about this song. I don't know if it's just like the way he does his lyrics or just how this song doesn't have many pauses or breaks in it. I couldn't tell you what the lyrics are actually about. I just know all the lyrics and will sing to the song if it's playing. After writing this down in my list, I listened to it last night just laying on the couch while I was playing TFT too late at night and just singing to myself. But I remember I brought this.
Sorry, I just realized what group I was thinking of. I looked them up. Yeah, that was their EP. It only had 2 songs on it. That came out in 2006, and they had another album in 2007.
The Arctic Monkeys.
Yeah.
Was the other song
those were singles.
Fake Tales of San Francisco?
It might be a real thing. I just realized I was looking at the singles.
Oh. Because I remember Fake Tales of San Francisco was the other song that I heard like really close in line with I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor.
The Sun Goes Down is the next one on there, but let's see if I can find track
also a good song.
Yep, number 3. It's the number 3rd song on the thing. Yeah, it's number 2 and 3 on the album. I realized the group I was thinking of is Snow Patrol.
I don't really like Snow Patrol.
And they're the ones that had the just the snowflakes on their front cover for.
Oh right, because they had the song Cars or whatever that everybody loved, and I was just like.
I don't remember what their music was. I just remember I think I liked one song.
I think it was Cars. I might be mixing up bands too. But anyway, and then I remember I held on to this being one of my favorite songs all the way through to college. I think I was a sophomore in college, and my literary English writing, whatever, professor was like, he wanted us to have like blogs, and he was like, yeah, share whatever you want, share music, share whatever. Just to like test him, I shared the safety dance, and he played it in class. And he was like, this is fun. I'm surprised you know this. And I'm like, yeah, I just think it's goofy. And then the following week, I put this up. And he was obsessed with it. We moved into a classroom that had movie-style speakers because it was I think it was like one of the arts buildings. And he would play that like every day. And he was like, I just love the elements of the writing because each phrase flows into the next phrase, but he doesn't complete a thought, so it makes you think. And then he brings it to another conclusion. And I was just like, thanks. I just like this song. And I remember it was just weeks. He would just keep playing the song. And I was like, I'm fine with this. I love this song.
You're like, did I become teacher's pet?
I'll take the, you're in between an A and a B, you get an A. But yes, so that's my runner-up.
Pretty sure that's how I got through my college psychology class, because my parents knew the president of the school teached psychology, and like he did half, and he had like some other student like teacher do the other half, but I don't know why. Like I just, it was also like 8 o'clock in the morning, like it was the first class of the day, and I'm like, none of the stuff, like I felt like I did terrible on those tests and all that, but I passed, and like part of me wonders, did I pass because he knows my parents?
You take what you can get sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't have to retake anything. Yeah. Anything else you want to share about that, or?
I'd say overall, I don't know if it's still true, but for the longest time, Arctic Monkeys as a band was my favorite band because I liked every album that came out. I don't know that I've listened to their newest album too much because I felt like, I don't know, watching the music videos, it felt like it lost some of its charm. Because I remember when I watched the music video for I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, it was just like a bunch of dudes that clearly just like to play music and write music. And then now I feel like the music videos tend to just be the lead singer looking like, I'm so suave and cool. And I'm just like, this isn't why I listen to the music. You know what I mean?
I had a very similar experience. It was a band I mentioned earlier, Blackstone Cherry, which for people who don't know, they're like, the best way of explaining this is like Southern rock, where it's like an updated version of kind of like Leonard Skinner, it feels like sometimes. But it's their first 2 albums, and I think now they kind of went back to this in their later albums, but like they just kind of killed any desire for me to listen to them, where it's just like it was very much small town, like it's very much a small town rock band, and it was just 4 of them, and like they had, it was just like just singing about just things like I remember my friend says like, yeah, their stuff is like about like friendship, family, and iced tea. Like it's just like very
Relatable
southern things.
stuff.
Yeah, and it's just they were super relatable to things. Like one of their favorite songs that they play, that I like to listen from time to time is like "Things My Father Said," which is like just all about like advice and like wisdom that like their dad shared to them. They have another one where it's like their whole first album, like their big one I know got played on MMR a lot was oh, now I'm forgetting the name. It's like something train. But it's like it's all about this train coming in the station and it's just like, oh, what's coming in? I don't know, but it's super cool. And then there's that. They have another song called The Rain Wizard where it's just like, we need rain for the crops. Like, come on, rain, please come down. And it was just stuff like that. And then their third album came out, which me and my friends like we really like this group. We saw them live, which is it was great because they opened a show. It was Shinedown was playing. It was them. It was Shinedown, opened by Blackstone Cherry, and then there was a middle group that their show was so terrible I forgot the name of them. And no one expected anything from Blackstone Cherry. They come out there and they're just going, and the whole crowd's just like, "Yeah, this is amazing!" Like it was in the Electric Factory. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I haven't been to the Electric Factory. I've been meaning to go.
Probably
I think
not recently.
no. I think the last time I was out in Philly, I went to the Theater of Living Arts, TLA.
Okay. So yeah, for people who don't know, the Electric Factory is a local like kind of concert hall, and a lot well, before COVID happened, there was a lot of bands that would go in there.
Yeah.
So we went there and we're doing that, and it was just like great. And then this other group, I wish I could remember the name. It was pretty much, I remember like one of their songs was like they just didn't want to do anything, and it was just like it would list a whole bunch of stuff like, but I don't feel like going to work, and I was like all this stuff, and it's like I just want to be a hobo, and it's just like I can't remember what it was, but it was great because Blackstone Cherry got the whole room just amped, ready to go, and like no one knew who they were, and they're just like, yeah, just like doing this, and then it was this group comes on, and the energy went from 100 to 0 so fast until they played the one song that was on the radio, and everyone's like, yeah, and then just dead silent. My favorite part about that group though is that there was like some girls there that really liked them, and they shoved their way like all the way up to the front to throw a bouquet of roses out on the thing. As soon as she threw it, every band member except for the drummer, I believe, because the drummer was at the back, looked away, not on purpose, but it was like, so if the flowers are coming, like there was like 3 people in the front, it was thrown between the 2 people on the left, and both of them looked the opposite direction and just didn't see the flowers come on, and they just kept going, and like a stagehand had to like come up and just grab the flowers and walk it off, and like the girl's like, they didn't see it, and just got shoved all the way to the back of the concert
that's
hall.
so awkward.
It was just like, we're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I used to go to a lot of concerts. I had like a weirder experience. There was I don't know if you've ever heard of the band. I think it was Breathe Carolina, might be the name.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to go to, or I didn't drive or anything, but my parents were willing to drive me and my friends down to like Delaware, because we were kind of like closer to Delaware than Philly. Like it would take us a half hour maybe to get to Delaware and like an hour to get to Philly. So they didn't mind taking us to Delaware instead of Philly. And I think it was Breathe Carolina was on the stage, and me and my friends, like, we would get there early. We knew the opening band. Like, the opening band was local to New Jersey. We had seen them a couple times, so like they recognized us. So we made sure to get there early, see the opening band, and stay in the front. Then Breathe Carolina came on, and a taller girl behind me, she just spent the whole time trying to unzip one of the band members' pants. And I was just standing there. I'm like 5'2". I'm like, ma'am, I feel you behind me. You're pressed up very close, and I see your arm above me.
No zipping, please. So, yeah, that But what I was gonna get to was Blackstone Cherry. They put on this amazing show. They really loved them. Their third album came out, and it was like your generic rock group band,
Mm,
and it was terrible because it was like you had your like 5 songs about doing drugs and like all this other stuff, and it was like I don't want to listen to this. Like,
yeah, their
so
lifestyle changed, so then it just didn't feel like the same band
yeah.
anymore.
Well, the thing is, I don't even know if they got big enough to have a lifestyle change. I don't know. I just wonder if it honestly sounded like the first 2 albums. It felt like they wrote their songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then this third album came out, and whether it was under contract and they weren't able to write their own songs or all that, they had writers come in, and
Mm.
that's what they got. Like, I don't know if this is like what actually happened. And the thing is, they weren't. This is gonna sound really mean, but this group wasn't pretty enough to be like a big group. Like the lead singer looked heavier than me. Like, he was like this short, pudgy dude, not like super short, but it was like he had to be like a little bit shorter than me, which I don't know. I The more and more I hear, I think I'm more on the tall spectrum, but it's just like it was like this kind of this, yeah. And then like the lead guitar player was like this like super thin like guitar player, and then everything. But the dude had a really good voice, and they all just like, it was just a real cool time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah. So anyway, those are the bands I used to listen to. Which this last my top good one. I feel like people probably heard this group whether they listen to them or not, and I feel like they kind of have the stigmata, like, whether if you like them, you like them. If you don't, they're this really weird group. You're like, why? But the song that I'm going to choose, because it's the song that got me into the group, is Blood Red Summer by Coheed and Cambria.
I I love and hate Coheed and Cambria at the same time.
Yeah, I really did like them a whole lot. I um so the fun thing is, when you first start listening to old Coheed songs, is you're like, is this girl? Is this guy? And now, because he sang so much, he like his voice has dropped a few octaves.
Mm,
Um,
like
but
wear and tear.
yeah, uh just over the years of singing, yeah, it's like, it's not like he hurt his throat or anything, but it's just, it's not as high as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember because when they only had 4 CDs out, um, they did a on the East Coast and West Coast. This was in New York, and me and my friend were like legitimately considering going up for one of these. But each night they did their whole album from start to finish.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and so night number 1 was their first album. The second night was this other album. The third night was this album. The fourth night was this album. And I'm like, I don't think I had the money to go, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I kind of wish I could do that again. But I did. I don't know if this was my pirating years. I don't pirate anything anymore because I almost got into big trouble. But it was but it was definitely one of those things I wanted to download, and I watched their live show. And it's for people who don't know, I used to play bass guitar. I used to be in a few different groups, and it made me jealous looking at how effortlessly these guys could play. Because when you look at people playing stringed instruments, um, and I don't know, this might just be details I notice, but when you press down with your fingers, like your tips, like of the fingernails, kind of get brighter because there's the pressure. There was no pressure on their fingernails. It literally looked like they weren't playing, but there was stuff that they would go into their own like guitar solos and stuff. And they're I feel like they're definitely the group that is like Red Hot Chili Peppers, where they're just like, we want to be plugged in. People, like, we're not here to put on a curated show. Like, if we
Mm-hmm.
make a mistake, we make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I just remember watching that show and really, really liking it. But um, yeah, Coheed and Cambria, it was just a really good group. And like the thing that I also really liked, which kind of goes into my comic background, is that all their albums, at least the first 4, there is a comic series that goes and explains the tracks, and
Hmm.
it's like this own little world and storyline that goes through, and it was really cool, very sci-fi. And as it goes forward, um, after they get past like the fourth album, their later albums, they just one was like a I only heard it called as a coffee table book. I have no clue what that means, but it's like a coffee table book. I don't know what that means, but it was like the small little, I guess like a small little book. There was that, and then the last album that I know of was like a novel written showing like the background, which the latest album apparently takes place before all the other things in this timeline he's created. I don't know if there's anything after that last album I listened to, but it's definitely one of those groups that I can listen to a lot. I don't know. It's just their guitar work and music. I enjoy listening to them, and I don't know why. It's just one of those groups I can sit there and listen to and enjoy, even if I have no clue what they're talking about. um, but it sounds like you have different thoughts on them. So
Well, like, I feel like I can listen to some songs by them, but I can't listen to them for an extended period of time.
yeah, I
Like,
can
I
understand that.
remember discovering them through, I want to say it was either Guitar Hero or Rock Band. And I can't remember
Anywhere
which
around there.
song it was. I'm looking at their song list. It was either A Favor House Atlantic or Welcome Home. I want to say Welcome Home was on Rock Band or Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
And then A Favor House Atlantic, I just picked up on my own because like I was looking more music up by them.
yeah,
I still have them on my playlists and I'll still listen to them, but I can't. I don't know something. I don't know if it's his voice or just how busy it is. It's like really fun for me to listen to once, but if I were to like listen to it like too many times in a row, my brain would be like something softer. Something.
yeah. No, it's definitely one of those things. Well, they have softer songs on there that sound really cool. For people who don't know what Cody and Cambria are, they're pretty much this like they. I think people said there's like a '50s pop rock style band, but more rock and a little bit more metal.
Hmm.
But it's a lot of guitar work. If people, I'm totally blanking on the name, but it's like Dream something. There's another group that's very similar called Dream. I'm blanking on what the second half of it is, but it's got like I think Steve Vai, I think, is the guitar player on there. Um, but yeah, I know I'm curious. I don't want to give you homework and stuff like that, but I'm like I'm very curious. It's light into something now. I'm totally forgetting. I'm gonna look it up real quick, but it's um, there's a song on their album that is a lot. It's a lot softer.
Hmm.
Um, I'm stalling so I can find the name of the
Yeah,
song.
I wonder if it's less so actually the busyness of the guitar work now that I think of it, and it might just be the type of voice it is. Sometimes maybe it's a little grating for me because I was thinking about it a little bit more. If you're familiar with Anthony Green as an artist, he's like in Circa Survive and also had solo projects, and I think was in another band. And his work on like that stuff, he also has the higher voice, and I like it, but not enough that I could listen to it for a very long time.
Yeah, like it's definitely one of those things where, like, it's definitely a group that I liked listening to it over and over, but there were songs that I would skip. The song I'm thinking of, it's on their second album called Light and Glass, the light and the glass. So, um, it's still high pitched if I'm remembering correctly, but it's not like he's going super high up there. But as I also mentioned, like his voice has come down in octaves in his later albums because
Hmm.
it's just that's what happens when you sing a whole bunch.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of precautions that they have to do depending on what kind of music you sing. Like it was I think it was I'm forgetting his name. One of the classic rock artists. He was like one of the American Idol judges who sings Dream On.
Aerosmith, that guy,
Yeah, I don't remember his name right now.
Mick Jagger,
Yeah, him. I believe he on American.
Cash's dad.
What?
Isn't he Cash's dad?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna Google this, guys. I'm too lazy to type it on my phone. You're here
I was
typing.
gonna say Kesha would she'd have a very different path. Kesha was on an episode of a Paris Hilton reality show. I
Yeah.
think
Oh wait, was there some? Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's Mick Jagger. It's Steve Tyler, the dad of the lady that's in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm not saying it. Whatever. It's not that important.
Is it? Oh my! I'm gonna bother. It's gonna hurt my head if I don't remember who the lead singer of Aerosmith is.
I'm looking it up.
It is Steve Tyler. Okay. I didn't think it was Mick Jagger. Anyway,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think he was like one of the judges for American Idol, and they had him sing "Dream On." And there's a very particular note that's really famous.
Yes.
He couldn't do it, and I was just like,
No.
no, I felt bad because like
Yeah.
that's like the crowning moment of the song, but he's just reached an age and used his voice enough, and probably also enough substances that he just doesn't have that range anymore.
Oh well. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Coheed. I like them. Like they're a fun group to listen to, unless you're trying to get work done.
It's too distracting.
Yeah, there's just, as I agree, too much going on. But it's really cool to listen to if you're driving or just like if you're not trying to concentrate on something, just playing them in the background.
Yeah, I get that. All right, so then for my number one, I had a lot of trouble picking my number one because there's a lot of like we said, like pop punk, punk rock, all those kinds of bands that I listened to all within that time frame. But I decided to go with a song that I can still listen to now. And surprisingly, even though it came out in the 2000s, has been if I remember right, the number one on UK charts for, if not a decade, like almost cumulatively a decade.
Is it Chumbawamba?
No, Mr. Brightside by the Killers.
Oh, okay.
And one of my early memories of listening to Mr. Brightside is me having it on the radio and turning it up, and my dad looking at me and going, "What is this song about? They're singing about cigarettes and doing things." And I was just like, I don't understand. I am young adult. Turns up.
What'd you say? I don't know.
No, it's just one of those songs where just like musically, like I could just sit and listen to on repeat even to today. And there are a lot of other Killer songs. They're newer albums for me, kind of like I'll pick a song or two out of. But Mr. Brightside, I can consistently go back to and be like, yes, I'm back in my angsty teenage years. I remember what the music video is like. And it's a much less thought-provoking song than My Friend Jenny, that is also by the Killers. That is, I can't tell who killed who. I don't know if you're familiar with that song.
I don't know. Like I definitely heard. I used to listen to the Killers a lot, but I don't know off the top of my head that specific song. Are they the one that sings "Human"?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we human or are we dancer?
Yeah. Yes. Are we dancer?
And then
something.
I forget the name of the song, but I also will randomly say to people, I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier.
Oh, yeah. And then you get to the end where it's just like you got the gospel choir. I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. That was another group my brother really liked a lot, but they didn't annoy me as much as Coldplay.
No, the Killers for me, I just really liked as a whole, and Mr. Brightside I feel like is the song that you have to mention when you mention the Killers. Like it did get a lot of radio play, but even on the radio it didn't bother me as much.
Yeah. Well, part of me wonders if it came on as much.
The radio stations I did, like it came up a lot. Like I said, I listened to that one station that wanted to be cool. So they played a lot of Green Day. Naturally, they would play a lot of Killers. They play a lot of Fall Out Boy, and it was like the pop punk loop, pop rock loop.
Yeah, I just still find it funny that even though we didn't listen or list except for the one bad, like our genre choices in music were similar.
Oh yeah, I also did kind of like a pop version for like popular songs. The worst ones I think we kind of covered, like Crazy and stuff. My runner-ups for ones that I really liked more in the pop genre were like Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Okay.
Fantastic song. And then Hey Ya by Outkast.
Yeah, I almost put that on because that one's just fun to sing.
It's a fun song.
I'm going to have so many songs stuck in my head once we're done with this.
But yeah, so...
Did you see the remake of the Hey Ya song, but they did it for people not wearing masks?
No, I did not.
Oh man, it is hilarious. I'll see if I can find it on YouTube real quick and send it to you.
Okay, but yeah, so this is the part of the podcast where now that we've gone over our most and least favorites, I feel like it's been a while since we've had time for quizzes, but yeah, so now we take a quiz related to the topic and find out potentially which 2000 song we are. And we'll see if we get one that is on our not so liked list. Because that, what? Crazy was pretty much the only one on our list that was a popular song.
There you go.
Thanks. But yeah, so, and to review for anybody, we were asked to start reviewing our answers before jumping into the quizzes. So I guess DPayne, you can go first because you were the winner.
Hold on, I messed up my setup. There you go. There we go. Okay, so my bad ones were runner-up Crazy by Gnarls Barkley, with number 1 bad choice of Viva La Vida by Coldplay. And my good options were runner-up We Apologize for Nothing by Fight Star, which my number 1 was Blood Red Summer by Coheed and Cambria.
Okay. My runner-up least favorite was Sex on Fire by Kings of Leon. Absolute least favorite, Lips of an Angel by Hinder. Runner-up favorite, I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor by the Arctic Monkeys. And number 1, Mr. Brightside by the Killers. I feel like with the amount of time I talked about each, I feel like I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor should have been first, but it is already been spoken.
It has been in the books of pointless discourse.
So, out of the quizzes that we've listed for ourselves, which one do you want to do first?
I don't know if we have time for all 4.
No, I was going to say...
So I'm going to get rid of my second one, Complete the Lyrics.
You just thought that would be a fun game?
I thought it'd be fun, but we don't really have the time for it, so...
Okay.
And I don't really see it being all that difficult to do.
All right, so then I'm going to say we'll start with 1 and then see how long it takes us, because sometimes they say it's a 10-minute quiz and we take it for like 25.
Yeah, I know this one from our favorite site is 10 questions. And it looks like it's so random.
Am I going to regret reading some of these questions?
I don't know. I didn't look at the questions. I just looked through. I just said show all so I could see how many
were there.
Questions there were.
Okay, so it's the quote TV? Or
yes.
Oh, it's not even quote TV, it's quote V.
Quote V? Oh, yeah. Oh, what do you know?
We're just inserting letters. But yeah, so for anyone that has been able to come in live to watch us, we'll be sharing the links in chat for you to participate in the quizzes with us. Let us know what results you get. If you're listening to this in an audio format, we'll be sure to put the quiz link in the description.
I just remember another announcement. We can share it at the end.
And on Twitter, you can send us the results you get. So we can all participate together.
So, yeah, I guess I'll read this first question then.
Mm-hmm.
It says, pick a year. And they're all out of order, but it's on my side. It's got 2002, 2006, 2000, 2005, 2001, 2003, 2007, and 2004.
For me personally, I'm trying to remember which years it was that I went to concerts a lot, which was really fun for me. I'm going to say, I think it was around 2007, 2008 that I did that a lot, so I'm going to say 2007.
I was going to choose 2007 because that's the year I graduated.
All right, so question...
Have fun reading.
Question number 2. What would your song be about? 1, our first date. I think I know what song that is.
Lips of an Angel.
Please no. 2, depression and trying to ignore the person who's ruining me. 3, IDK, I guess stop wasting time on a relationship. 4, why I'm feeling weird and I'm getting scared because the person I like is with someone else.
Lips of an Angel.
5, being part of the Black Parade. I feel like that came out in like 2010, but okay. 6, forget relationships. I don't want to be hurt. 7, it's about the love of my life. 8, how I love my partner and I'm sorry for everything and I feel lonely. 9, how growing up is stupid and I don't want to be who my parents want me to be. And 10, pressures of life and wanting to stop this and also sort of questioning myself. Do I cheat? Like, do I metagame it and pick an answer because I know I like that song?
Are you gonna choose Black Parade?
Yes, because that is a very good album.
You choose you.
Okay, for anyone that hasn't, well, I'll see what answer I get.
Yeah, I want to choose the one how growing up is stupid and I don't want to be who my parents want me to be.
I have a guess of what that one is too.
I have no clue. Wow, I like this. Man, I get the easy ones. Hey. Would your song have a sad, slow beat or just be a very energetic beat? And the options are energetic, number 2, slow, number 3, mix of both.
Slow.
I don't know. Mix of both.
Okay. Question number 4. Well,
There's one
it's not even a
big box.
question. Instruction number 4. Pick a word. 1. Love. 2. Sad. 3. I'm not doing fine. Me. But I said pick a word. You know what? Whatever. Close enough. Oh, because it's like
Yes.
4 words. And then the last option is young.
This is just
I'm
forgetting her name.
It's not as bad as Cat yet, but I'm picking the one where I broke the rules.
Yeah, so am I. Because that reminds me of Cat. Oh, wow. I am getting the easy ones. Are you famous? Answer number 1, ye. Answer number 2, no. Option 3, meh.
I'm going with meh.
I'm famous to somebody, dang it.
I like the option, so I think I know what song the one is related to. Okay, anyway. Pick a band. My Chemical Romance, 30 Seconds to Mars, The Killers, Blink-182, Linkin Park, or Good Charlotte.
Whenever I see 30 Seconds to Mars, I always remember back when AMVs were a big thing. My friend made a music video to The Kill by 30 Seconds to Mars with clips from 300, and that like it has millions and millions of views. Like it went viral before people wanted things to be viral.
That's awesome. I think out of all these bands, even though I picked the Black Parade, I really like Blink-182.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Out of all these, the group that I listen to the more songs and albums of would be Linkin Park. Shoot, I didn't get out easy. All right, pick a lyric. Number 1 is, what if I wanted to beg for the rest of my life? What would you do?
I'm gonna have so much stuck in my head.
Number 2 is, it started with a kiss. How did it end up like this? I'm gonna make sure I do not say them in the song.
You're not gonna sing the song?
No, I'm gonna do deadpan, just as System Shock wanted. Option 3, where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. Yeah, that's normal. I can't dream. Anyway, 4, you've got a reason to live. Say I don't want to be in love. Number 5 is, I'm just scared of what you think. This is okay. I'm pretty sure you make me nervous, so I really can't eat. I've lost count. The next lyric is, by becoming this, all I want to do is be more like me and less like you. The next one is, I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't really matter. More at news at 11. Where am I now? Okay. The next song lyric is, that I don't. Oh man, this is hard. I don't ever want to be like you. I don't want to do the things you do. It's really hard to read these because they're supposed to be said in tune, and the words are like make sense with the tune. But
as sentences, they don't work.
Yes, but also some of the times I just don't know the song, and so my brain is like, "This, how am I supposed to read this?" Okay, the second to last one is, I couldn't wait for the summer and the Warped Tour. I remember its first time I saw her there.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off. Before I pick one, I want to say the songs that I recognize. I
have one more.
Oh, you have one more.
I have one more. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
I said second to last. Yep. And this is probably one of the ones you recognize. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band, and it's really funny while I'm reading this because I can see you just like, I'm listening to the song in my head.
So the songs I recognize are a lot of Blink-182. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember the other lines in it are like, we can live like Jack and Sally if we want to. I really like that song. I recognize First Date. I recognize I think it's Rock Girl. I recognize, of course, The End by Linkin Park.
Yep, I knew that one. Black Parade.
Black Parade is a very obvious one. Uh,
Wait, the kiss end up like this.
is The Killers.
Killer. Okay.
It's Mr. Brightside.
It also, if you're not paying attention, it could be a Taylor Swift lyric. Who knows?
The ones that like I recognize, the "What if I wanted to beg for the rest of my life? What would you do?" I recognize it, but I can't place who that is. I think the "You've Got a Reason to Live," "Say I Don't Want to Be in Love" is a My Chemical Romance song that's an older one that I don't recognize.
This person didn't like what are they called?
I thought there was a Simple Plan song based on the answer you picked. The "I Just Want to Be a Kid," but I don't see that in the lyrics here. I'm not sure if I know what the "I don't ever want to be like you, I don't want to do the things." Oh, that's a Good Charlotte song.
I thought it was the song from Jungle Book. I want to walk like you, talk like you.
Just the negative version.
But not. Fakes. It's opposite day.
And by becoming this, all I want to do is more like me and be less like you. I think that's another Linkin Park song.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
I know. This was my genre. I'm biased because I know a lot of these songs.
I'm going to choose the marching band one because that's the one I like singing along to the most.
I'm going to do the Summer for the Warp Tour.
I don't even know who sang that song.
Blink 182.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really listen to them a lot. So there might be a lot of Blink 182 stuff in here because I don't know if you saw the little logo for this guy's profile or girls, but it's the Blink 182 like album art or
Oh.
logo.
All right, so next question. Pick a band. Good Charlotte, Blink 182, Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance, please, please, please. Oh, some of those lyrics are probably 30 Seconds to Mars that I didn't know so well because I don't.
Yeah.
I listened to
them.
them. Yeah, but I didn't really like them. 30 Seconds to Mars, The Joker, please. If you don't know why I put The Joker, it's because the Joker from Suicide Squad is the lead singer of this band. Wait, when was this written? Because Suicide Squad is a recent movie.
It's I think 2018.
Anyway, and then The Killers. So I'm picking Blink 182. I feel like didn't we pick a band earlier?
We picked. I don't know.
Let me look at the earlier quiz. Yeah, we picked a band 2 questions ago. And it's the same list. It's the same. Except they added in extra words behind My Chemical Romance and 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna choose My Chemical Romance because I chose Linkin Park last time.
All right, you know what? I'll pick Good Charlotte this time.
I like to imagine when we take these quizzes, the guys that wrote them are the ones grading them. And they're just like, "What is this?"
Sweating.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand this question at all. It just says fate, and so there's fate, Fate, just spelled out, capital F, and the rest are lowercase letters. This second one is fate spelled backwards, but it's capital E, and then TAF are lowercase. The third option is F.A.T.E. Is there like a song called Fate? And the last one's Potato, which I think I'm just going to choose Potato because I don't understand this question.
I don't understand it either. I don't know if I'm missing a reference to something, but I'm picking the one where it's spelled backwards because as a kid, I tried to go through a slew of nicknames, and one of them was my first name backwards.
This is cool. This one gives you like the rankings of what song.
Okay, so which one did you get?
I got Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
I got The Rock Show by Blink 182. So when I said Rock Girl earlier, I was incorrect. It was The Rock Show by Blink 182.
I have 0 points in that.
I have 3 points into that. I have 3 in I Don't Want to Be in Love. Oh, I Don't Want to Be in Love is by Good Charlotte. I got 3.
But this is very weird because my answers, I have 0 points in The Rock Show by Blink 182. However, my total results, I have at least, 11 points to get this. This is a very weird quiz.
Yeah. Let's see. My other ones. First Date by Blink 182. I was right. I Miss You is the one that I couldn't remember the name of. The Anthem was the Good Charlotte song I couldn't remember. Numb by Linkin Park is the other one I couldn't remember. And then The Kill I didn't remember.
All right. So do we want to do one more or? I'm looking at this the second the Magi quiz, mainly because Play Buzz always seems to take longer to do.
Okay, so you want to do one more quiz?
And I'm just looking to see how many questions it is. Three. And these questions. Oh, it continues. There's 6 questions. Does it? Why didn't these quizzes tell you how many questions are in there?
Secrets.
Let's see. If I click Let's Start for the Play Buzz one. Oh, Play Buzz has 9 questions.
Okay, let's do that one then, and then we'll call it a podcast.
What have we been doing?
Let me send the links in chats for everybody who wants to play along.
I'm just gonna delete the ones we didn't do for later.
One of the advertisements on the side of this website is asking, or is claiming they can guess my IQ based on how dirty my mind is. Thanks. Okay, so
Yay.
do you want me to read the questions first this time?
Yeah, because I think I read the last one.
Okay, so the first quiz that we took was clearly based around music we listened to. This one is like 2000's hits, so it should give us a completely different answer.
So we won't know any of them.
I think I will. I listen to a lot of the radio. So, how would you describe your love life during the 2000s? I was in love lockdown. It was like a battlefield. Crazy in love with a stripper, or just kept falling in love.
I was too young to be in love with a stripper.
2000s. Well, was I don't think I dated. Did I date? I might have dated someone like very late in the 2000s.
I guess love lockdown means it didn't happen. So I'm going to click that one.
I'll say crazy in love because I picked crazy people.
Okay, so the next question is, what movie quote have you recited the most? I am so freaking pissed. Oh, hey, it's right there. That's the GIF. The second one is, with great power comes great responsibility. Number 3 is, just keep swimming. Number 4 is, did we just become best friends? And number 5 is, so fetch.
I am picking so fetch because I like Mean Girls.
Oh man, I'm kind of tied between, do we just become best friends or just keep, I say just keep swimming out of these the most.
Okay. Next question. Which couple screams #couple goals to you? Jane and John from Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Bella and...
Try to kill each other?
Yes, because they were both rival spies at one point, even though they were
Yeah.
married. I didn't watch it. Bella and Edward from Twilight. Troy and Gabriella from High School Musical. Allie and Noah from The Notebook. And Juno and Polly from Juno. I like Juno, but I wouldn't want a relationship like them.
I only saw one of these movies. And it's the one where they tried to kill each other.
I don't like the relationship in Twilight.
They tried to kill each other too, right? One was via baby.
Well, not in that Twilight. Twilight, I don't know, 3, 4, whatever.
It snowballed down.
The Notebook, they also have a problematic relationship, so I guess I have to go High School Musical.
Never watched it. I guess that's what the GIF is.
Maybe. I didn't even look at the GIF, honestly.
I'm gonna choose the one movie I saw. Oh, hey, I know this one. Wait, who? Oh, yeah, it's you. Where is it me? Who read the last one?
I read the last one.
You
This
did?
one, yeah. This one's
Oh,
an
yeah.
even.
Oh, what do you know? Hey, what did you do most in the 2000s? Messed with a gold digger? Got hot, so took off all your clothes? Wrote sins, not tragedies? Got your freak on? Waited for the world to change?
I almost put Right Sins Not Tragedies as one of my top songs, so I'm picking that lyric.
I'm gonna probably click waiting on the world to change.
What did you use most in the 2000s? Your Kodak camera, LimeWire, and individually downloaded all the matching album covers. Oh, I feel called out. Your Nokia phone to play Snakes and vote for your fave American Idol. Your epic braiding skills to get the ultimate corn rows to match your denim on denim outfit. Corn rows or corn rolls? I feel like it's rows. An MSN,
Yeah.
and I had all the possible emoticons. First off, I used AIM.
Yep, aim here.
I feel called out, but I think LimeWire is my answer.
Yeah,
I did
LimeWire
play-
is the closest to torrents, so.
I also played a lot of Snake on my dad's phone.
Okay. What is the one thing that you never threw out from the 2000s? A puka shell necklace. Oh, your puka shell necklaces, your Xbox 360, your Epic Bratz doll collection, your Razor scooter, your juicy. I don't know how to pronounce that lot.
Couture.
Couture tracksuit.
My Xbox 360 is in my basement.
I never had an Xbox 360, but I did have a Razor scooter.
Did you throw it out though?
I didn't. I think my parents did.
All right. What was your fave TV show in the 2000s? Hannah Montana, Sex and the City, The OC, Glee, or Drake and Josh?
The only one I really watched was Drake and Josh.
Out of these, I think I only watched a little bit of Glee, Drake and Josh, and Hannah Montana, and Drake and Josh out of those is my answer.
Let's see. Sorry, hold on. Something popped up real quick. I just need to look at something. Weird. Okay. Okay. So, where were you most often found in the 2000s? At the candy shop, where the party at, in the club, waking up in Vegas, partying in the USA.
I know all these songs. I feel like my actual answer is at the candy shop.
I'm gonna choose "Party in the USA" because that's the only Miley Cyrus song I find funny. I say unironically.
What is the one word you would use to describe the 2000s? Toxic, yeah, irreplaceable, disturbia, or numb? Toxic.
Things are getting moved around. Go back there. Okay. Man, that's a movie, Disturbia.
It's also a Rihanna song.
Yeah, the "Yeah" was a song that almost made my hated list.
Oh, I like that song.
Yeah, it's another one that my friends kept singing and annoying me. I don't know. I guess I'd have to choose "Numb" because I wore hoodies in 100-degree weather and just I don't care.
All right, so I got my answer. My answer is "In the End" by Linkin Park, and the description is "This decade was a bit rough for you." But I did really like Linkin Park, so I guess it works.
Got the same one.
It's probably because you picked "Numb."
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, because we had like maybe one or two of the same answers. I wish they. Oh wow, they're saying "Who will I marry?" I clicked that one. How many questions is that? Too many. I'm just curious.
I was gonna say I don't think that's a this topic quiz. That's
6 questions that I don't feel like doing. So that is the end of the podcast. Amaru. Move that back up
so
there.
now we get to announce what we're doing next week. That's a little different.
Yes. So as you guys remember in the beginning of the episode, we said that we will be recording this next episode on Tuesday because we're busy on Saturday, and we thought it would be funny. If you guys remember last episode, there was a little bit of a tangent of what is worse to break in your house, werewolves or vampires? And we're like, and even in there we said we should do this for this thing, and this is this thing. So we're going to be talking about, and we're looking into different lore and all this other stuff about what's worse to break in the house, vampires or werewolves. And by the end, we might have an answer, or we might not. We'll find out. So
tune in on Tuesday to find out.
Tuesday. I forget what time. The time that Hop normally comes on. 9 o'clock, I think.
Eastern Standard, yeah.
Eastern Standard Time, around 9. Do the math on your own, because I don't know where y'all at.
All over the world, apparently.
Yes, all over the world. The other announcement that I just remembered is that we have started uploading, and by I say we, I mean Hop has started uploading the episodes to YouTube. We are missing a handful of them, and we're wondering why we didn't do this earlier, but we are probably, I think, so it's just not a flood of stuff. I think kind of what Hop is doing, uploading 2 episodes a week. That sounds like a good one. Until we catch up.
I was doing one a day until we're caught up.
Oh, okay. I missed that. So yeah, one a day till we're caught up. I don't know what our YouTube is.
It should just be like Pointless Discourse if you look it up. I subscribe to our YouTube.
I'll get to it.
I'm joking. But yes, so right now we only have, I
One
believe,
subscriber.
huh?
One subscriber.
Wonder who it is. But right now we only have episode 2, which is childhood video games, and then for some reason I forgot to record the VODs like between those gaps of time, and then the next episode we have is episode 6, gummy candies.
Yes.
Right before this, I was doing quick edits to get the full episode for episode 7 up, which is the childhood books, I believe. So if you subscribe there, I don't think we get a fancy URL because I think you need 100 subscribers before you can just put your URL as a name.
Yeah.
So if you just look at Pointless Discourse on YouTube, if you like listening to podcasts on YouTube, then it's up there now.
And we just doubled our numbers. Someone subscribed. I don't know who it was.
But yeah. Any other announcements or things before we close everything out?
Not that I can think of. Oh, we're not voting this time. We're gonna do that on Tuesday. So
No poll yet.
Yeah, no poll. Oh, and the other thing is, I didn't run this past Hop, but I don't think she's going to disagree. And if she does, I'll cut it out of the audio side so no one can hear about it. One thing I was just thinking of is just how we can get some more people to listen to. And we're just asking, I'm asking, and I'm going to throw Hop on this train as well. We don't pay anything, mainly because some of us can't afford it, me, to like go and buy like ad resources or anything like this. So I'm just asking, like, if you guys would be interested and can repost this or retweet or just tag Pointless Discourse in like a Twitter post, add us somewhere, and if you do that and we see it, which we should, we will read your comment or say hello to you in the next podcast.
Oh, so it's we will thank you and make sure to give you a shout out reading what you've written for us.
Yes. So
there you go.
If you want a little something like your name said in the next podcast, tag Pointless Disco, our Twitter page on the socials.
Comment on YouTube.
Comment on YouTube. Yeah, we'll read that too. If the emails work. but yeah, just you guys can do that. So by the next episode I might have that a little bit more polished what to say, but
we have an idea now of where his brain is going. So that's step 1. But yeah, so cool. So yeah, I think that wraps out. Any other announcements? Any other surprises for me?
Lips of an angel.
Please no. But all right, yeah, so thank you everyone so much for listening. We always appreciate it. Like DPayne said, if you could share us at all or any way, that would go a long way for us. We have some goofy ideas if we can ever, 1, have a convention again, and 2, trick them into giving us a panel. We have goofy ideas for that, but to get to that point, we do need to grow a little bit more as a podcast. So we appreciate you all listening, and it would be great if you shared us. And if you're just listening to us on a podcast form, if you ever want to participate with us live in the audience with everybody else, we are streaming this together on Twitch on Saturdays, usually, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all of the links and anything you would need to find us are all in the description. If you want to talk with us directly, Twitter is probably the easiest to get a hold of either or both of us, and that would be on twitter.com/pointlessdisco.
And with that, bye-bye.